Europa League match tonight will be played without fans. Here's Laura Scott.
Tonight's game has been postponed.
Not the first sporting suspension, and it won't be the last. An unpopular decision, but one facing every sport across the globe. Overnight, the NBA announced all matches are off until further notice, after a Utah Jazz player tested positive elsewhere.
You think this is, it's not going to affect us. We're the NBA. One of our players has the coronavirus. And, who knows what that means for their team and the other teams that, have been with them. So you really get concerned for just what's going on, not just here in the NBA, but in the entire world. These are things that you watch in movies. You watch a movie about this stuff, and now we're living it.
The Formula One season is due to get underway this weekend in Australia, but the grid will be without McLaren. The British manufacturer has withdrawn after a member of their team tested positive for coronavirus. The decision to go ahead with the Grand Prix had already been criticised by the world champion.
For me, it's shocking that we're all sitting in this room. So many fans here already today, and it seems like the rest of the world is reacting, yet Formula One continues to go on.
A rare moment of calm amid the chaos as the Olympic torch was lit ahead of the Games this summer. Organisers of Tokyo 2020 have said cancellation would be unthinkable.
I think the 800 to start.
It would be British middle distance runner Gemma Reeki's first Olympics, but despite the uncertainty, she told me she's remaining positive.
I think being only 22, I'm in a very good position because it means I have hopefully quite a few Olympics afterwards. It's more to I feel sympathy for the athletes that were maybe deciding to retire after this Olympics. But yeah, so I think I'm in a good position, and if it doesn't go ahead, then we'll all just get our heads down and train hard for the next thing.
They were told not to come, but they came anyway. Last night, the Paris Saint-Germain fans celebrated outside their stadium, as inside their team scored to empty stands. But sport without fans, or sport in any guise, just how long will it continue? Laura Scott, BBC News.
All day here on BBC News, we are answering your questions about coronavirus, how best to protect yourself and how to interpret the government's public health guidelines. Here's our science correspondent, Palab Ghosh. Palab.
Thank you, Rita. Well, the first question we have is about someone who's concerned about the impact of the disease on the elderly.
I have elderly parents, so how do you look after them?
The elderly are particularly at risk of developing severe symptoms of the disease, so the best advice is to try and avoid getting the disease in the first place by avoiding crowded areas. But if you do get the disease, then stay in touch with friends, family and neighbours and ask for help if necessary. If you do start developing some of these severe symptoms, then do call your doctor immediately. The next question is from John McGall.
I have a heart condition, and what would happen to me if I couldn't go to the doctors due to the doctors shutting or the NHS hospital shutting? Where would I go for treatment?
Rest assured, doctor surgeries won't close. They've been given extra resources to make sure they stay open, and so people with conditions that need regular treatment should continue as normal. The third and final question is from Rebecca Vidler.
Can dogs get coronavirus?
Viruses can jump from species. That's probably how coronavirus got into the human population in the first place. But the evidence so far is that dogs can't get coronavirus from us, although for your own safety, you should wash your hands after stroking your pet. You can get more information all through the day from News Online and on the BBC News channel. Rita.
Palab, many thanks. And just to reiterate what Palab was saying there, you can find out more about the symptoms of coronavirus and how to protect yourself on the BBC News app and also on our website. And that's bbc.co.uk/news. Time now for the weather. Here is Mel Coles. Mel.
Thanks, Rita. Well, March continues to show us its numerous faces. We've had snow showers across Scotland today. Nothing unusual about that at this time of year. Now, we've got low pressure firmly in charge today, but there are signs as we head into next week it's going to be turning more settled for some of us, and we'll get a taster of that tomorrow. But on this area of low pressure today, on its southern flank, we've got strong winds, gales for some, and notice that the milder air we had across the southern half of the UK yesterday has now drifted down towards the near continent. So we're all in cooler conditions. Now, this is the earlier radar. You can see those showers packing in. We've had the snow across Scotland through this afternoon. That will become confined to just the hills. Elsewhere then, we have got further showers for Northern Ireland, Scotland and Northern England. Some of these will be quite heavy. Nowhere immune to these showers, but there's a good deal of fine, dry weather out there, even some sunshine. But the winds are strong. Gales across Northern Ireland, southern Scotland and Northern England. It's windy across the board, and that's really just taking the edge off the temperatures, which are around about average for the time of year, but it does feel quite chilly out there. Now into this evening, and slowly those winds start to ease down, but we start to bring in more of a northerly flow across Scotland. So where we see those showers, they will turn wintry, snow even to lower levels, and the risk of ice first thing on Friday morning. Here, temperatures are going to be dropping perhaps as low as -4 Celsius. The further south, that cold air doesn't quite make inroads, but it will still be a chilly night, and there could be 1 or 2 pockets of frost here and there. So it's going to be a chilly start to Friday morning. But look at the difference. We've got a ridge of high pressure just starting to build in from the southwest, and that will help to settle things down. We can take a bit of a breather, but the next low pressure system is just waiting in the wings. But for many of us, Friday is a different feeling day. The winds will be that bit lighter, a good deal of sunshine around, still the chance of an isolated shower, many places remaining dry. Down the east coast, there will be quite a cool breeze, so here temperatures tempered back a little bit. Those temperatures more or less in line with today's values, but with lighter winds, more sunshine. It should feel more pleasant, and the rain starts to move into southwest England and Wales before the end of the day. Now, as we head into the weekend, guess what? Low pressure back in charge. So a spell of rain working its way through Saturday and into Sunday. But on into next week, as I mentioned, it looks as though high pressure starts to build in from the south. So that will help to settle things down for the southern half of the UK. And I think for many, it will start to feel a little more spring-like. Rita.
Good news. Many thanks, Mel. A reminder now of our top story. The government's Emergency Cobra Committee is meeting now to decide whether to step up its response to the spread of coronavirus. It could introduce new measures to restrict movement, including restricting gatherings and advising elderly people to stay at home. Ministers have sought to reassure the public.